How is everybody today? Right now I'm kind of working on building the corral some more. I got my cylinders, I got to cut the cable, working on drilling holes. It's kind of windy out here where I got 72 degrees and it's beautiful, but boy is it windy. So you probably won't be able to hear me, but I'm going to show you the holes that I've been drilling, where I'm going to run the cable. I'm going to run 3 strands of the cable on each string of fence posts, and then I still need to get turnbuckles and cable clamps, but little by little I'll show you here. That's what I'm working on right there. I just drilled a hole through. That's 1 foot up off the ground, and then I'll do another one at 2 foot and another one at 3 foot. So they're going to be 1 foot separations. This is what I've got so far. Got all the rails up. Working on drilling the holes. Like I said, sorry for the wind noise. I'm trying to block it with my body here, but I don't know if it'll work. Slowly but surely, I'm getting it. The cable clamps were a whole lot more expensive than I thought. Did some scouting around, and the hardware store in town, they're right about $5-6 per clamp. It's a lot of money. Till it's all said and done, you know, you put 2 per cable on each end, so you got 4 per cable, and then times that by all of the different ends. I'm gonna need, just for this one pen, about 48 cable clamps. So, you know, and then of course the turnbuckles, I priced those, and those were about $15 a piece at the hardware store. And I remember doing a fence like this for a friend of mine, and it didn't cost near as much. I mean, he got off with only a couple $100 in hardware, and yeah, I'm gonna have a whole lot more than that till it's all said and done. And we did a pretty good sized corral for him too. But anyway, I'm gonna work on doing some more drilling and marking this off a little bit, and there's going to be some wind noise, so I might just edit in a little bit of music so you guys can enjoy it while you watch. You see that extension cord? We were supposed to be off-grid. much what I'm doing. Just mark them out and drill them. And it doesn't have to be perfect, you know, pretty close. That's all that matters. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, try to get out of the wind a little bit. What I'm going to try to do is I'll measure up another foot and I'll put my little staple in holding the end of the string line, and then I'll go down and measure up a foot at the other end, and then I'll run my string line across and just kind of eyeball the rest of the holes. That's kind of the way I've been doing it. I got to cut cables. That's going to be a little bit difficult running a cutting torch with the wind the way it is, but I'm hoping I can get sheltered enough around the one side of the spool. But I'm going to have to do unwind the cable the hard way, because there's no way I can roll that spool. I mean, it's 13,000 pounds, and there's no way my tractor's going to pull it out of the dirt that it's sitting in. So I got to do it the hard way. But anyway, I said about being on grid, off grid. Anyway, I'm just using my generator. The wife had it whenever her and I got married. I went to go look at a generator, wanted to go buy one, and unfortunately it was a package deal.
Wait a minute, my love. Did you just say unfortunately?
Unfortunately, it was a package deal. I don't like that, but I guess it is what it is. Make use of it. Just kidding. Love you, honey.
I love you too. Now get back to work.
I drilled all my holes in the posts, so that part's done on just this one side. I still got to do the front, that side, and the back, but I'll worry about that in a little bit later. But I need to try to get a measurement of what I need. I got to figure out what it's going to take to wrap around the post and be able to clamp back and have enough material to clamp. So I'm going to have to add, you know, maybe 20 inches or so onto my length. And yeah, I'm going to have turnbuckles at the other end, so I need to compensate for that. But having too much, I can always cut a little bit excess off later on whenever I go to put everything together. I can just nip a little bit off or whatever I got to do. And then if I cut it too short, well, back to the drawing board. So I'm just going to get a rough measurement, add on, you know, probably whatever it's going to take to bend this cable. It's a pretty stiff cable, so it's not going to make a real tight loop. So that's going to be another, you know, something I got to compensate for. So I'll get a measurement here, add on a little bit. I'm going to go get an idea of what it's going to take to bend that cable, and so I can kind of roughly figure that in, and then add in whatever it's going to take for wrapping the post. So if I figure that just like I just did, looks like I'm going to look at another 4 foot easily. So the turnbuckles, you know, they're anywhere from about 1 foot completely screwed together, you know, and then you go out, it's probably about 2 foot long, I would say. So I might just go with another 4 foot, and that should give me enough to do all of this. So I need 40 foot 3 inches plus 4 foot, so 44 foot and 3 inches. And what I'll do is I'll set up my tape measure and pull cable. Okay, now I hope you can hear me. Like I said, it's really windy. It picked up again. But what I did is I took my little surveyor's tape, I guess you can call it, and I ran it out that way, and it's run out about 46 foot. Luckily, a spool of cable big enough. It only took about 3 wraps, 4 wraps to get it to get out there. So I already made one cut. I cut the end off, and now I gotta string it over. I need to rethink a little bit, maybe get this away from the spool a little bit, so that whenever I cut it, because there's a lot of oil, crude oil on this cable. Like I said, the cable came off a work over rig. It's Sandline, but anyway, it ends up being coated with oil, and so whenever you go to cut it, I had to kind of burn a little bit of the oil off right where I was going to cut, so it didn't flare up on me too bad. And I caught a little bit of the grass on fire, but that's all right. It's just a small patch, smaller than a foot. So there's the cut of the cable. Just basically melted it together. That way it's not going to fray out. Right there's the end that I cut off. And goes up there to the 46 mark. So what I'll do is I'll take that and I'll start to thread that through the posts. But anyway, like I said, I'm sorry for all the wind noise. We're probably running about 20-mile-an-hour winds, and it gusts up to 30, almost 40 at times, and it's getting ridiculous. But anyway, join me back over here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to run the cable through the middle 3 posts. That one, and that one. And the far one I'm not, and this first one I'm not. For the simple fact that at one end it's going to have turnbuckle, and at the other end there's going to be, well, actually, yeah, I will thread it through this closest post right here and wrap it and clamp back. And then the other end is going to have the turnbuckle, and that's where the turnbuckles will be for the stretch going across the back. The turnbuckles will be on that end as well. That way everything is right there. Whenever I go to have to retension the post, I don't have to, you know, keep going all over the place to get it figured out. You know, have to find the turnbuckles every time, or end up building around them and not be able to access them. So that's why I'm planning on doing it this way. Just ease, convenience. Anyway, I'm going to start stringing this cable. You guys can watch. And like I said, if the wind noise gets too bad, I'll probably edit in some music. And like I said, once I get the turnbuckles on, I can draw it up tight, and that'll be nice and straight across there, kind of like what my string line is. So then it'll look pretty good, I think. Like I said, I did one of these once before for a friend of mine, and worked out pretty doggone nice. I liked it. It was durable, lasted a long time. I think the only reason why that fence is no longer standing, and this was probably 20 some years ago, 20 couple years, was he ended up selling his house, and the people that bought it tore all the stuff out back where he had his horses and everything else. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and cut me a couple more cables, string them out, and see what happens. Okay, I got the other two cables cut without incident. Anyway, I'll go ahead and string those up right quick. Then I think I'm going to call it quits for the day. Like I said, okay, so I got all the cables strung. They're all three run through. It kinda, sorry for the wind noise again. Once they get tightened up, it'll look a lot better. Okay, here's the corner. That's the turnbuckles and the cables on the back side. This is the north side of the pen. Got all this done, and the front is done. I did not get this one done. I have to feed the animals, and then I have to go in and feed me again. So tomorrow morning I'll get out here when it's nice and cool and finish this off. We had a lot of rain the other day. The creek's full, kind of. There's about 4 foot of water in it. It's gone down 3 foot in about a day and a half, so it's going down quite a bit already. But anyway, stay tuned and don't forget to click that like button.
That's all, folks.